Devon, it just, the mannerisms.
A Japanese taquito. They're like, just poofy.
You know, after hearing Ashley's perspectives and desires, it's really compatible with my own.
I'm so sorry my reviews are late. It's just because I've been trying to finish off with other shows that I was watching. I had a holiday before that, and so this is why we're here. Anyway, what do I think? I didn't really get a sense of what exactly was going on with this mixer because it seemed like we were only being shown very short snippets of everyone, and you really struggled to find where the connection was. Am I surprised with the bottom four? No, I'm not. I am not. Sadly, for Dominic and Emily, they're the oldest women in the competition. And because they sort of had this air about them, I think this is why the guys were put off. For the guys, am I surprised? I don't get it. I think some people at times are overwhelmed with being on camera, and then some people are overcompensating. So I don't think the guys, the bottom two, were the right ones, in my opinion. I think people judged Richie harshly. He deserved to be given an opportunity, but it sounds like he is going to get that from Tommy. Anyway, hey there, thanks for stopping by. It's your girl Valerie. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe, click the like button, turn on the notification bell for when I upload new videos, and definitely leave a comment. In this episode, I'll be reviewing Ready to Love, Season 11, Episode 1. So, Season 11 is in Detroit, and it's like, okay, let's see what happens, because the last season was disappointing, in my opinion, really disappointed with the results for that, and how people played in our faces. So anyway, we meet the first contestant, that's Dominic. She's 42, she's a celebrity stylist. Apparently she's dated a couple of NFL guys, and she was actually called out by one of the guys for this because she had a tattoo with somebody's name that she tried to cover up with a rose, but you could still see it. It's like she could have shaded it all out, really. She could have shaded it all out. So I don't know why she did that. Some people were excited to see her because apparently she's always there for mixes. Well, they've seen her at events, so this was her just sort of, being seen somewhere totally different. She was followed by Bellow. Bellow is 38. He's a real estate broker. He says he's synonymous, or he's the name Bellow is synonymous with a lot of business ventures. And it's like, okay, I think he was doing a bit too much. I think he was overcompensating, and I don't know why we got to see that. There weren't any conversations that stuck out, so I will just be talking about the participants in this season mainly. We got to meet Emily. Emily is 44. She's a seamstress. She also apparently teaches, and she really liked Chris. I don't know how he felt about her, though. There was nothing sort of stand out about her. I think she was doing a bit too much as well, just like Dominic. We had Stephen. He's 39. He's a teacher in 7th grade. Apparently, he's into vintage clothing. He wears a ring around his neck, so it's on a chain with his late mom's face etched on it. I think that scored him brownie points with the girls. It really seemed to score him brownie points with the girls. He was followed by Christina, I think was looking for her opportunity to find a stardom. She says she's a singer and a songwriter. She sounds very materialistic, because while speaking to one of the guys, she was talking about the fact that, she has friends that own restaurants, so she always finds herself in VIP sections. She travels a lot because she's booked and busy, and it's like, girl, I don't know. I don't think that's something to sort of brag about on TV. But if that works for you, hey. We met Devon. He's 38. He's a university project manager. I think Devon was overwhelmed. I think this is why he ended up in the bottom. I think he was a deer in headlights, and he was overwhelmed with everything that was going on around him. And so he struggled to sort of create a connection with the girls, and the girls were struggling to get him to open up. So it's really sad. Lauren is 36. She's a realtor. She's 6 foot tall. She says she has 3 very tall children, so she wants a tall guy. She did have a conversation with Devon, but then they had an issue with the height, so she was, ready to bounce. Ashley's 31. She's a personal trainer and she's a gym owner. Apparently, she likes to help women sculpt their bodies, so that's her passion. And it's like, if it works for you, love, amazing. And then Darius was a PIMP. he was a PIMP as far as I'm concerned. The way he carried himself, apparently, is the executive car co-owner. I love this. The producers were messy because he was introducing himself as an executive car owner. Is sort of a car shop owner, and then for production to sort of put that no, he only owns part of the business, not the whole business. I love that. He really was sort of full of himself. He says, he's into fashion. He's a fashion designer. He has 2 kids. He likes to fly. He was very popular with the girls, and he really liked Ashanti. And it's like, I don't know. I think he needs to step down a bit. I think Ready to Love is not the place for him unless he is trying to sort of create a persona and then get sort of influence as a persona from the show. That's the only thing I could think of. Nicole is 35. She's a university lecturer and she went to school with Ed. She said she had a crush on Ed in school, but it sounds like she still has a crush on Ed. The way she reminded him, that they went to school together and they were friends and she's open to exploring that. And Ed, I don't know. I didn't get the impression that he was open to it. So I'm waiting to see. It really is sort of a bit baffling that if they went to school together, what, did they not get an opportunity to ever explore it? Is that it? Or did she like him, but she was afraid to sort of make the first move? What was it? I don't get. But they would make a really cutesy couple. They would make a really cutesy couple. If last season Cam could drag, what was her name, Sahara, why can't he drag, Nicole? But then he spoke up for her when everyone was being asked to recommend their person. Ed is 40, so he's 5 years older than Nicole. He's a management consultant. He grew up poor, and his dad was in gangs, and so he lived. I think he said on the east side or west side. I think he said east side, and so he looks great. But then I have so many questions because of how he seemed to be sort of a bit standoffish with Nicole, or whether he was trying not to make it obvious that they had come here to sort of find their relationship. Vince is 42. He's a service technician. He was very funny. He had all the girls cackling. Yes, he made some of them awkward, but he had the majority of the girls cackling, so they really liked him. And so when it came to recommending, they spoke up for him. You had Devon. He liked Ashley. He said, she's warm, she's welcoming, she wants 2 kids, and, he wants to date. And Ashley was saying she wants to date a man with money. She has a dog. But then they sort of clashed on the dog issue because he said he doesn't want the dog in bed. And then she didn't like him because she said he had feminine mannerisms. And it's like, girl, take several seats. We're not here for it. Ashanti, she's 31. She's a saloon owner. She was very sharp-tongued, in my opinion. She says she loves to travel, and then when she was asked where she's traveled to, she said Miami, and it's like, girl, I thought you'd have said Australia. You'd have said Asia. You'd have said Europe. You'd have said Africa, but you said Miami, and that's you wanting to travel. Is that you traveling to Miami because you can't afford to leave America, or what? I didn't like that. I just side-eyed her, and you could tell that the person who she was trying to sort of impress, so I was side-eyeing as well, because they were like, you said you like to travel. How is you leaving Detroit to go to Miami traveling? Yeah, it's traveling, but not what traveling we expect. Anyway, Richie gave the girls an egg. He's 38. He's a tattoo shop owner, and he's got a tattoo of a Playboy, and he said it's for his brother. I was like, boy, you know better. You're a tattooist. You should have covered that. You should have covered that before you came in. Unless you were coming here to make an impression and to just get influence or to advertise your business, there was no need for you to come with that tattoo on display. He says he likes motorbikes. And they sort of debated his tattoo with Emily, but then she was put off by it because she thought he was just playing. And it's like, he's one of the younger guys. What do you expect? Donna is 38. She is a mathematician. She said she's very organized. She's very analytical. She was asked, by Vince, how are you single? And she said, well, in her 20s, she dated the wrong guys. She stayed too long in relationships that she shouldn't have. And now she's ready to find love. So she's really ready to sort of work on it. I think they had a great connection. I think because they spoke about the fact that she doesn't have any kids. She seemed to like Vince because she said he was very optimistic and he was very inquisitive because he asked a lot of very good questions. I think when he wasn't trying so hard to be funny, Vince was actually very good. He needs to settle down. Dominic is 34. She's an attorney. And then we had Cade, who is 36. She's an insurance broker. Shannon is 33. She's a registered nurse. She's a professional nurse. Or what can I say? Oh, she's a professional student, actually, is what I mean. Because apparently it seems she's done, adult nursing, peds. She's done midwifery. I didn't catch. I think she said public health and something else because she said she's got 5 nursing degrees, and it's like, girl, get a degree. You're only 33. Work in a field for at least 2-3 years, then move on to the next one and get another degree. Don't be a professional student where you're degree after degree after degree with no experience. What will you do the degrees then? When theory is different from practical, so you need to do practical to actually see what's out there. Anyway, I digress. We met Chris. He's 42. He's a chef, and it says, he opens up very successful restaurants. And it's like, okay, if you're opening restaurants, why aren't you meeting ladies there? What's happening? Are you, do you not poop where you eat or something? What is it? I didn't get it. And then Xavier was 43. He's a senior account executive. He spent a lot of time, it seems, building generational wealth and sort of helping his family sort of find their feet. And now he's ready to sort of settle down and create a family of his own. Well, good for him. I root for love. So if anyone finds it, I'm happy. Tommy then came back and sort of sat down with the singles and asked them, right, who do you think is ready to love and who do you think is not ready to love? And the girls went in. They liked, Darius. They said he was very well put together. They said Vince was funny. They liked Cade. Somebody said Ed was their type. They liked Steven. They liked Chris. They didn't like at all Richie because they said he's a playboy, and Devon, they said, he's too sort of feminine in his mannerisms, and it's like, give him an opportunity. You don't know who raised him. He could have been raised by ladies, and that's why he behaves the way he behaves. I thought that was a bit too much. When the guys were sat down, I love that, Ed was quick to say, Nicole, deserves a shot. She is really trying her best. So he really wanted to find a connection, unless she's his backup. If everything else fails, they liked Cameron, Donna, Lauren, and they also liked Ashley. I think the other one was Ina or something. Oh yes, Ina for Christina. She called herself Ina. And then the guys who they found questionable, had questions about Emily, Dominic, because of the tattoo about her ex. They were questionable about Diamond. So then you had some sort of big question about Ashanti. They didn't think she was there for love. I don't think she's there for love. I think she's there to be a celebrity. And then Tommy explained that the bottom 4, so everyone came together. The bottom 4 are going to be Dominic and Emily for the girls, and for the guys, Richie and Devon. Surprised? No, I really am not surprised. I think some of them were overwhelmed. People like Devon. He was like a deer in headlights. He was like a deer in headlights and was overwhelmed by the whole process. So hopefully, if he gets a second chance, he will be able to sort of make a better impression on the girls. Anyway, thanks guys for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Click on the link in my video to watch my review from episode 10, season 10. Bye guys.